Good afternoon and welcome to the first Be North Gippy podcast for 2025, where we'll look at everything North Gippsland Football Netball League, thanks to our great friends at AGL and Loyang. What a season it promises to be.
I'm Brad Sinclair and I'll be your host for the Be North Gippy podcast for season 2025. Really looking forward to a fantastic season.
And our first guest for the Be North Gippy podcast is none other than Churchill President Mark Answerth. Welcome to Be North Gippy.
Thanks, Brad. Great to be here.
Mate, it's really good to catch up. I caught up with you back in September when the female footy Gippsland Grand Final day was out there at Churchill at Gaskin Park. Now, you had a big September because you also hosted the North Gippy Grand Final day. Geez, you must have been very tired come the end of the footy season last year.
Yeah, it was a big few weeks with both the female Grand Final and the North Gippy Grand Final, but the ground held up well, and, there's a lot of work done leading up to it. But, I think we put on a pretty good show, and hopefully we'll continue to host it for a few years.
Yeah, I couldn't see why you wouldn't. It was a fantastic setup, I got to congratulate everyone out there at the footy club. It looked fantastic in the female Gippsland Grand Final day as well. Hey, just quickly, the ground out the back, that was looking like it was coming along nicely. How's it sitting now?
Yeah, well, it's finally finished all the work on it. Grass is growing. The lights are going up this week. So, hopefully come just after Easter, council will hand it over to the juniors and we'll be able to get at least some training on that ground and take a bit of pressure off the number one ground. But it's looking really good. It's going to be a fantastic second ground there at Gaskin Park. Yeah,
that's magnificent. Now, I've got to say, since then, there's been, well, I don't know if turmoil's the word, but there's been a little bit of goings on at the club, and your senior coach resigned on Feb 28 and Dale Furphy, and then not too far after that, you appointed Joe Wykes and Rob Jellis as co-coaches. Tell us about the process, how that come about, and how's it affected the playing group as in numbers?
Yeah, certainly been a big off season. Probably didn't go to script, but we parted company with Dale, and which was unfortunate, not ideal for either party, but these things happen in footy. And then we're really fortunate a couple of club people who've been around the place a long time, played a lot of footy at Churchill. Joey and Bob have taken up the reins in that senior coach position, and look, it's been really well received. Practice match a couple of weeks ago had 40 plus turn up for it. So just speaking to Joey last night, and he's happy with the numbers and got into club this week. So look, as I said, not ideal, but you got to deal with it. As someone said, it's not the adversity, it's how you deal with the adversity that's the important thing. And so as a club, we just team together and we're moving forward.
Well, you've had a pretty good run. 28 of your 30 years in the North Gippsland League, you've played finals. I think it's 5 premierships, is that right?
Yep. Yeah, look, it has been a great run. The club's got a proud history, and there's always high expectations in that space. But, I think this year we're going to have a very young senior side. Been a little bit of a perfect storm during the off season with players going different directions for different reasons. So we're going to have a young list, but we're quite comfortable with that. Get some games into the young blokes this year and build with that. We've got a really good third side that we're putting together. No doubt we'll rotate some of those guys through the senior as we did last year. And so it's a real consolidated year where we just got to work with the young blokes and put a bit of time into them.
How have you gone? I mean, that's totally understandable what you're doing as in the way of development, but how have you gone in the way of any recruits, senior recruits, ready-made players? Have you picked up anyone?
Yeah, we've got a couple of guys come back to the club. Hayden Weir, who'd been away in Melbourne and played a bit of footy in Darwin. Brad Burton's been around the track but hasn't played a lot of senior footy of late. Played a bit of Gippsland League footy, so he's there. Got Toomey back from Coway. So we've got a few boys that have played footy with us that have come back to the club. And, we're still still talking to a few boys, even as we speak. Potential ruckman and a few others. So, look, you got to the 30th of June, Brad. So you just keep working on that sort of stuff. We think we've got enough experienced boys to support the young guys. But yeah, we certainly ears and eyes open to any opportunity that might come up with potential players.
It's great to hear that your numbers are good on the track, because normally when that sort of thing happens, a couple of players leave, the coach resigns on mutual agreement. You tend to get about 15 to 20 on the track, but numbers of 40 is super good. You'd be happy with that.
Yeah. No, we're it can always be better. Seconds are always a challenge to get to train on a regular basis, mate. But just talking around the traps, I think every club has that problem.
Yep.
They want to rock up Saturday and have a kick, but they're not real keen on training.
Yeah, no, that's right. Now, just before we go any further, I just want to play a quick grab for you and tell me who this is and what's this all about.
Guys, I cannot wait this year to run out for the Churchill Cougars on the 12th of April. It's probably the most excited I am for the games. It was actually the first booked in as well. So I can't wait to get down to Churchill. It should be a heap of fun. And hopefully we can walk away with the W and the 4 points as well. I'll see you guys there on the 12th of April. Do not miss it.
12th of April, you're at home against Cowar. Who is it?
12th of April, we've got the Prime Train in town. So really looking forward to that.
Yeah, he brings a big crowd with him.
We hear that. I think they had a lockout at Inverloch last year. So, look, I didn't realise how big a following he had, especially with the younger kids. He sends a really good message about looking after yourself, being healthy, eating healthy, and working out. So it's the exact type of message we want to send and the culture we want to build at the club.
Yeah, I've seen him a couple of times last year. He's in terrific condition. He's a great fella, and he gets around to all the kids, which is fantastic.
Yeah, mate, the great thing is he's coming up to take junior training. He'll take senior training, then come up and have a meal with the boys on Thursday night before he plays on the Saturday. So, it's not like a cash grab. He's really invested in the whole process, and we're pretty excited about it.
Now, you've got an annual reunion the same night starting at 7 p.m, celebrating women's contributions. That should be a ripping night.
Yeah, I think it's a fantastic initiative by the past players to acknowledge the women in football. Our partners are often working in the canteen and helping out on the ladies' committee or just supporting us in general. So I think, football clubs don't exist if they haven't got partners being involved in it. And I think you see these days more and more executives are made up with female members, so which is fantastic.
Now, one of your coaches, Bob Jallis, he's your club record goal kicker with 921 goals. There's a great book out, Woods, Roos and Cougars, The History of the Churchill Footy Netball Club, written by Gavin Wigington. What a great book that's turned out to be, Mark.
Oh, it is fantastic, and it's quite a novel, as you see there. I think well over 500 pages there, and he has traced every game that's been played under either the Hazelwood banner, Hazelwood Churchill, or Churchill banner since the 1800s. So every best player, every goal kicker. It started off as a 6-year project. It was over COVID and it ran into about a 2.5-year project. But Gavin's done a magnificent job there, and we've captured all that information. The good thing about it, Brad, people can't tell us stories anymore because all the facts are in the book.
Yes. Yeah, book always it does bring a lot of people undone, I've got to say. I tell you, when I look at the cover, I couldn't believe one of the guys that's sitting there in the middle there is Rick White, a bit of a club legend.
Yeah, I think everyone notices Whitey first.
Yeah, it's the first one I noticed. He's been around cricket and footy in the town for a very long time.
He has, yeah. He's moved to Queensland recently, but yeah, been a big part, especially the cricket side of things in Churchill. But obviously was premiership footballer at Churchill and a runner for a number of years as well. So he's a real character and well known around the club.
Yeah, fantastic book. Hey, round 1 is tomorrow against Hayfield. How are you looking?
Yeah, look, there's a really a long history of rivalry between the two clubs. I think we've competed. There was a period there of about 20 years with one or both of us were playing off in the grand final. It might have been 20 out of 26 years or something like that. But their club's got a lot of respect for each other. Hayfield, exceptionally well coached by Brownie. They got a young list, and it kind of reminds me where they were about 4 or 5 years ago. I think our club's at that stage, very young list, and they put a lot of time into them. And I think they're one of the real favourites to take it out at the end of the year.
Yeah, well, they finished fifth last year, didn't they? And they lost to Sale City in the elimination final. Oh, sorry, they won the elimination final. Then they went out to Woodside, the eventual premiers, in the semi-final. So they're probably not too far away, are they?
No, they're not. And, that club has got an unbelievable record of producing AFL footballers. Yep. I would think per head of capita, they'd be leading Victorian regional town in that space. And
good players too. They're not they don't just make up the numbers, do they?
No, exactly.
Mate, it's been great to have a chat to you. I really appreciate your time. Looking forward to a big year this year, and all the very best tomorrow in round 1. But on round 2, on the 12th of April, I wish you have a massive day out there with the Prime Train playing for you against Cowra in your annual reunion. Thanks for joining B North Gippy.
Fantastic. Good on you, Brad. Nice to talk to you.
That was Mark Answerth, the president of the Churchill Football Netball Club, and we'll be back with more in a moment.
Would you like to partner the weekly B North Gippy podcast? For more information on how your business can become a sponsor, simply email brad@sinbradmedia.com.au. Sinbrad Media is local football.
I had the fortune to head out to Tarralgon Tyres United's training session last week, and I caught up with games record holder and current president Chris Buckley, and it was a great evening out there with the Jets.
So, Chris, it's come about again, 203 days since the grand final. We won't talk about that one, but you ready to go?
Yeah, we're ready to go. It's been a long pre-season. We want to redeem ourselves, so certainly from a senior point of view, but yeah, we're raring to go, actually.
It's a typical year for most clubs. They lose a couple, but you get a couple in.
Yeah, the old saying, you never play with the same guys the next year, and that rings true with us. We've lost a couple, but we've also gained a few. So we feel like we're still in a strong position, which is positive.
So these two clubs know each other's games pretty well. They've played in the last two grand finals. It's 1-1. Does it sit in the gut over the summer, or is it really you lose it really quick?
Yeah, look, last year was tough to get over. There's no doubt about that. I think we all went away pretty disappointed the way the year ended. But, once pre-season sort of came around, I think the boys really wanted to come out and, prove everyone wrong again and get back on the train and do it all again. So I think our pre-season's been really, really good, and I think the boys, will tackle this year a lot differently than what they did last year. But we're under no illusions that there's a lot of hard work to go through before we even get another opportunity, if that happens. But, yeah, we've done pretty well over the off-season. So.
You're the game's record holder here at TTU, 417. So you've seen a bit of footy off this deck.
Yeah, I've been here a while now. I think that's about 27 years worth. But, I still enjoy it. And, I've seen me fair share of highs and lows over that journey, but keep sucking me in. And, I'm up for another year. So, yeah.
Now, apart from apart from today's game, we'll be out back here at TTU for Anzac Day, Friday night game, where you take on Rosedale here. That's going to be a big event.
Yeah, it is. We penciled this in last year with Rosedale. It's something we used to do years ago. We used to travel down there and play under lights down there, but we've had our lights upgraded, and we want to showcase our club to the league and the rest of Gippsland. And there's been a lot of planning involved, and we think we'll draw a big crowd. It's going to be a huge day for our club, and obviously Rosedale as well, and that'll alternate now, hopefully going year by year. We'll go there next year, and we can continue that for the years to come. So
now today's game, it's good to see. It looks like Jack Brown, your coach, will play, and he's in pretty good nick. I've just had a look at him out there on the track. He's looking pretty fit.
Yeah, Brownie probably didn't have the season that he wanted to last year. He came in probably halfway through the year and just didn't get himself right. He just wasn't fit, and I suppose the older you get, the harder it gets with no pre-season. So he went away and had a good think about what our team and club needs, and he's got himself in really good shape, and I think we'll see some good footy out of Brownie this year, no doubt.
Now, he was named coach of the team of the year last year for North Gippy, the AGL North Gippy side. You had 6 players in that team last year. Right now, over the summer, has there been anyone that's really stood out and you've thought, gee, I reckon he's going to have a good year?
Yeah, it's a strong side, and there's players all over the ground that are worthy of recognition. Couple of, one guy in particular, Sam Curtin, who's come to our club. He looks really, really good. We're looking forward to seeing what he can showcase. Brother of Will that played for us for a couple of years now, so getting him to the club, just that bigger body, taller midfielder, we think would be a great asset. So.
Chris, just got to thank you for the hospitality tonight. Thanks for joining us. Good luck today on the big one out at Woodside. We'll see you here, Anzac night. Looking forward to that one. All the best for the year and all the best for today.
Thanks, Brad. Cheers.
The big AGL Loyang North Gippsland Football Netball League Round 1 game this Saturday is out at Woodside. So we thought we'd also catch up with their president, Ashley Walpole.
So, Ashley, we're out here at Woodside. It's a little bit of drizzle. You've had a bit of rain of late, you tell me, or today anyway.
Yeah, just a little bit of drizzle today. It hasn't been enough to get the ground wet, but it should make it pretty good surface for Saturday, hopefully.
Well, which is good, because I was out here a couple of weeks ago just having a look at it. It looked a little bit dry to me, but it's absolutely beautiful right now.
Yeah, no, it's coming along pretty well, so it should be in first-class condition on come Saturday.
203 days to round 1 from grand final day. Have you come down yet?
Oh no, there's been a little bit of excitement around Woodside there in September. So yeah, like I said, obviously that's what everybody tries to do at the start of the year. So it's pretty exciting to sort of get our opportunity to win it, and then yeah, obviously. As a president, the next day you start working on the next season, trying to retain all your players and keep them all happy, and so you can go again the next year, I suppose. So, yeah. That's
the thing, isn't it? There's a lot of hard work to be done, and it's usually the off-season that your job gets real hard. You've got a new coach, Ben Johnson, who you'd know of because he was in the team of the year in the North Gippy side last year, so he's taken over the reins from Mickey Stockdale.
Yeah, it's nice to have a sort of a local boy sort of take the step up and, sort of have an opportunity to coach a pretty established team with a lot of sort of people that he's played a lot of footy with. So, it's really exciting for us to have a sort of homegrown coach. So, yeah.
And you lose Mark Collison out of the middle, but you pick up the coach's brother, Luke.
Yeah, that's probably, I suppose, the big sort of change as far as sort of midfield goes. So that'll be interesting to see how that pans out for the first game anyway, and see how it goes from there, I suppose. But yeah, so Luke's a quality footballer, so we're pretty lucky to have him on board for 2025.
So how's the summer been? I mean, it's been a hot one, the hottest summer I can remember for a fair while. How have they gone? How have the boys gone? You got good numbers? Had good numbers for the whole of the summer?
Oh, look, I said we've been, I suppose, sort of been training. We probably didn't do a lot before Christmas, just purely for the fact that with the age of our players and like a lot of them experience, they know what they've got to do, and obviously a lot of players to come to Woodside travel to come here, so we sort of don't overdo it before Christmas and burn out everybody. So we sort of had a pretty small sort of pre-Christmas workout. But then once we got into sort of the latter half of January and February, we sort of full steam ahead. And like I said, we haven't had massive numbers, but as I said, it's been a pretty solid sort of crew that's been training for the last sort of 6 or 8 weeks. So yeah.
Must have been happy with the year last year. TTU lost 2 games. They were bookends. Round 1 to you guys, and then the grand final. You've got to be pretty happy with that season last year.
Yeah, like I said, we did start. We started off really well, and we beat TTU in the first game of the year. But we sort of had a little bit of a hiccup sort of towards the end. We had a lot of injuries sort of in the second half of the season. So we sort of finally by grand final time we sort of got a team that probably could compete with TTU. But I said it's I suppose. 2 things in footy: you got to make grand finals, and then you just got to be lucky enough for things to go your way on the day and get the job done. So that's sort of what happened. But
it's a family affair here. Your wife, you got the boy. He might be playing seniors today. I hear a little bit of whisper. He could be up today.
Oh well, listen, I might have to slip a few bucks into the coach's pocket maybe to see whether we can get him into the lineup for the first game. But he's actually been pretty excited to finally have a big pre-season and get fit, and hopefully it goes well.
And what have you got in store for tonight? Function, first night, home game, getting 2025 underway. Anything going on tonight here at Woodside?
Yeah, no, I said we're obviously have all our sort of juniors here, and it's big Thursday night before the first game, so it's always a pretty exciting sort of time of the year where everybody, especially our netballers as well, who are sort of probably looking for a little bit of revenge from last year's final series, and so it'll be big night at Woodside.
Thanks for joining us. Really appreciate your time. Good luck tonight. Good luck Thursday night, your last session, and real good luck on Saturday. Hope you go well.
Oh, thanks.
Sportstream Live Gippsland is the streaming partner for the AGL Loyang North Gippsland Football Netball League for season 2025. Live football every weekend. Sportstream Live is local sport.
It's now time to have a look at round 1 of the AGL Loyang North Gippsland Football Netball League. And joining me, as he will every week, not only in the podcast but in the Sportstream Live match of the day, it's the big forward himself, Matty Mosley. Welcome to Be North Gippy.
G'day, Brad. How are you?
Mate, I'm fantastic. Really looking forward to it. 6 months. It's 203 days since the grand final that these two sides met in the first one. It's too long, mate.
It is. It feels like a long time since I've seen you as well.
It has been. Hopefully I'm a little bit lighter than I was at the end of the season last year. And you're raring to go. Hey, it's been a while, as we say, but we haven't done the North Gippy League before. We've done a few others. We've done West Gippy. We've done Mid Gippy. We've done a bit of Allenbank. We're finally going to get our teeth into the North Gippy, and it looks like a really good competition. And I'm excited. Are you excited?
I can't wait, and I think they need a bit of love too, I think, Brad. And I think it's going to be a very close competition too.
Yeah, I think it might be. I think you're right. And I've been out to TTU and Woodside during the week, and we might start with those two. They've played in the last 2 grand finals, the end of the home and away season. TTU finished on top and Woodside second, but after the grand final, Woodside got the chocolates. TTU only lost 2 games for the year. They were bookends, round 1 and the grand final. This one's at Woodside. How do you see it shaping up?
I think TTU will get the win for round 1. I think they'll have a point to prove. I think Woodside might be a little bit slow out of the blocks, but at the end of the day, they did get the cup last year. But I think TTU have got something to prove big time. Now, being such a clear better side.
Obviously, we're broadcasting this game for the AGL Loyang North Gippy League out for Sportstream Live Gippsland. You'll be my co-commentator on the afternoon. I'll be out at Woodside. It's a brand new year, and we've got a new broadcast van and filming trailer. It should be a little bit more comfortable than it has been in the past, Matty.
We had some interesting venues last year that sort of made it a bit tough. We had the light poles at one ground, didn't we, Brad? I think it was at Western Park last year.
Yeah, it might have been when we did a West Gippy game. That's right. It was right in the way. We couldn't see.
Yeah, so we're going to be in a lot more comfort this year.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Well, I'm actually going to go the home team, Woodside.
Oh, okay.
I'm just going to go the home side early in the season, but I've got to say the coach looks like, for TTU, Jack Brown looks like he's fighting fit, and he didn't play a lot of footy last year, had some injury concerns, but he looks pretty good at the moment, so you know a little bit about him. He could be a big difference for them if he plays all season.
Yeah, he's a very smart footballer, Jack. Has been around for a long time, but the players are just knowing that he's out on the ground. That makes all the other players play better as well.
Looking forward to it. Of course, it's the Sports Stream live match of the day. Now, the next one is Gormandale, who finished bottom last year. They're at home, but they take on Sales City, who finished fourth. And from all accounts, they've picked up a couple of extras, Sales City. It's going to be hard for Gormandale.
It is. Gormandale like to call their ground the Boneyard, Brad.
Boneyard?
It's the Boneyard, but I don't think it's going to be the Boneyard for Sales City. I think they're going to win quite comfortably.
Yeah, I'm on the Bulldogs. I think Sales City will get it done too. The next game, Hayfield, who finished fifth last season, they take on Churchill, who finished eighth and have lost their coach and a lot of players. Going to be a long year for Churchill, I think. I think Hayfield will get the chocolates here.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Hayfield as well, and you add Darren Sheen into that team. A couple of other old Mafra boys are floating around at Hayfield. I think they'll get the chocolates pretty comfortably. Yeah,
Cower that finished ninth are at home to Yarram, who finished sixth. This could be the close one of the round.
It's going to be an interesting game, but I reckon it all comes down to Keenan Hughes from Cower. He's probably one of the best players in the competition. And playing at Cower will make it a bit tricky for Yarram, but I think Yarram might just get over the line.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm going to go Yarram. And the last game of round one, it's very hard to tip a winner in round one. You just don't know what's going on, and they play their cards close to the chest, each club as well. But it's Glengarry, who finished 10th. They take on Rosedale, who finished 7th. Could be another close one.
It could be, but Rosedale had some big scalps last year as well. Glengarry sort of struggling the last couple of years. They just want to be competitive, but I think Rosedale will be far too good.
Yeah, Rosedale for mine. And the thing that's really interesting, as you say, they got some big scalps, Rosedale finishing 7th. But the big thing for me, they had a percentage at the end of the year over 100, where Glengarry failed to score, didn't they? Had a percentage of 34.
And that proves that Rosedale, even though they finished 7th, they were in the contest, which it shows Glengarry with a real low percentage was sort of blown away very early on.
Yeah, Yallourn North have the bye. Now, you played a lot more recent than I. Round one having the bye, is that a good thing or not?
I'd rather get it out of the way early as a player. But yeah, they played Foster on the weekend, and I think from all accounts they got a bit of a touch-up. I don't know how true it is, but, you know, they probably want to get back out on the park and show a thing or two.
Yeah, it'll be interesting when they get out in round two. Looking forward to seeing them. And I'm looking forward to catching up with you again, my friend. Woodside versus TTU out there on Saturday. What can we expect from Matty Mosley in the commentary box this year?
Oh, just a bit of knowledge. I think I've got a fair bit of knowledge that I can give to the people out there, and a bit of fun with you, Brad. A bit of a laugh.
Yes, bit of a laugh. Don't forget to bring the sangers. Looking forward to it, mate. I'll see you on Saturday, which is tomorrow.
It is. We'll see you then.
Well, that's all we have time for this week on the North Gippy podcast. Don't forget, we'll be back next Friday, 6 p.m. You can listen to it anywhere, anytime when you get the opportunity. And don't forget, get out to your local club this weekend. All the games are out at Woodside, Gormandale, Hayfield, Cower and Glengarry. If you can't get to the footy, tune into the North Gippsland Football Netball League YouTube channel and you can watch the Sports Stream live match of the day between Woodside and TTU. Catch you next week.